Hello, this is Conquering History Games, and welcome back to another guide in Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich. Today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of you wanted to hear more about after the end of my Combined Syndicates of America introductory guide. I'm going to talk about the Second Constitutional Convention and the Red Constitution here. So let's jump into it, and I'm going to start researching this Second Constitutional Convention that will take place in Philadelphia, and you're basically going to decide who is going to run the Combined Syndicates of America after Jack Reed is gone, because he will die eventually. After you complete the focus for the Second Constitutional Convention, Jack Reed is going to step down, and you're going to get the Central Chamber Committee put in charge of the United States until you determine this new republic's structure. You want to first determine whose plan is going to win. You have three versions here: the Unionist victory, the Federalist victory, and the Centralist victory. More or less going in line with radical, basically these are the radical socialists, these are the syndicalists, these are the totalists. So I'm going to go through these one at a time. Let's start with the Federalist plan winning. The next question you're going to get is about what kind of powers the new General Secretary is going to have. It could be balanced, strong, or weak. Again, we are just checking out the syndicalist way at first. And as usual, I do say that whenever it's your first time having any sort of political decisions in Kaiserreich, you should go with the same political party all the way through so you can increase their popularity and help yourself out in the long run that way. Of course, you're free to mix and match. All right, so for the policy towards the reactionaries, the leaders will be judged. So this, incidentally, is going to lead into the new bureaucracy, which is something that is going to happen no matter what. What is this? Okay, we have the Federalist victory, but the new bureaucracy is something that you have to take before you can choose between either the new civil service or a syndicalist bureaucracy, which you need to complete the reconstructing of America. So you cannot finish reconstructing America until you have at least had the Second Constitutional Convention. Don't worry too much about which one I selected. So as you see there, you have a Federalist victory, and you can go ahead and bypass that. And then you are just going to get a series of focuses here. They do different things. I'll let you read it on your own time. But the important thing here is you get the Workers' Federation, Solidarity Forever, and then the Red Constitution. In this case, because you went with the Federalist victory, is going to give you the Workers' Republic, which gives you additional political power, less of an ideology drift defense, a greater ideology drift defense, my bad, and a 3% reduction in your research time. Now, I'm going to let the Red Constitution actually be selected, because then that is when you will pick a General Secretary, because this whole time the Central Chamber Committee, I will call CCC from here on, is going to be actually running things, and you're going to get 4 different options here to choose from. Now, your head of government does not necessarily have to be a syndicalist, because as you can see here, while these first 2 options increase the popularity of the syndicalists, Norman Thomas here is a radical socialist, and Earl Browder is a totalist. Let's take a look here at Elizabeth, for example. There she is. Kind of looks like a doll, I think. Like literally a doll in a sailor suit. And then you choose your deputy secretary. Again, does not necessarily have to be of the party that is now the majority. In this case, I went syndicalist all the way, and so 100% of the party is syndicalist. So you do have some wiggle room here if you want to put a radical socialist in power, for example, to get more daily political power. So we're just going to go with Giovanni here. Now, actually read which minister you are going to be assigned here, because Arturo here was not the one that was actually in that menu. So read your options very carefully before you select them. Now let's go back and take another option. This time we are going to go with the centralist plan. As the name implies, these are the totalists, as I'm sure you were able to figure out. So they want a strong executive. Let's continue to have the clock run forward. Everybody will meet their fate for opposing the revolution. They're the harsher ones. Okay, what is this? Yeah, just if I'm not talking about it in detail, just ignore it in regards to how this guide works. There's a lot of event pop-ups that happen when you're going through creating the new Constitution. Anyway, once you have the centralist victory, in this particular situation, they're not very popular, so this might not be the best way to go, but we're just going to go ahead now and start taking a look at what their focuses actually do. When you come here to the end of their focus tree, you become the United Socialist States of America, Solidarity Forever, catchy song, look it up. And, oh yeah, and then, of course, the whole point of this video, the Red Constitution. This gives you an encryption bonus. You get a 0.20 daily political power gain, so that's twice as much as you would have gotten under the Workers' Commonwealth. And you also get some additional recruitable population, 1% to be exact. So you're starting to see the differences here. And of course, just go back through the video and double check if you don't remember what something is. But an example of a difference is, here you get more research, here you get more population. You then are going to have three options when it comes to electing a general secretary. Earl Browder is here once again, as is, but now you have William Z. Foster. He is the new guy, and then there's Benjamin Gitlow here. Let's take a look at what William Z. Foster looks like, because I know he's pretty popular with people. And then you, again, want to choose who your right-hand man is, and again, be sure to actually read who these people are. So you actually can get William Foster as your minister as well as your general secretary. So he's his own right-hand man. All right, finally, let's go take a look at the Radical Socialist plan. The Radical Socialists in the Combined Syndicates of America are called the Unionists, so they are right here. They're at 17%. They do not have a name here, but it probably says something about him being a weak executive. So you're, of course, going to take that to increase their popularity. Policy towards reactionaries, malice towards none. All right, and there you have it, the Unionist victory. Long live America. By the way, don't read into that I keep clicking new civil service. Again, I'm just clicking it away because we're not talking about that right now. So, the Unionist victory. Of course, just like the others, you're getting political power, you're getting more popular, things like that, and you become the Workers' Federation. Once again, Solidarity Forever. And let's take a look at the Red Constitution. This time you are getting that same daily political power gain, 0.10, just like when you were the Federalists. Also, you're getting that same ideology drift defense, and you get division recovery rate minus 10%. So the upside is there's not really one, because you're deciding to go in a separate direction. It's just an ideology thing. Probably would be the weakest option. But I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's more nuance to it, but I'm not going into that right now. So you again get to elect a general secretary, although you only have Norman Thomas here as your Radical Socialist option. There he is. And again, you choose your deputy secretary, go through these, determine which one that you want. Again, they are not all Radical Socialists. Elizabeth Flynn here is not one. But you can go with, where's the one? Where's the one I was thinking? Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah, so, for example, you can get James P. Cannon here, who's kind of cool, because he actually increases your refinery construction speed. So if you want a lot of rubber and oil, he's the guy for you. And that's pretty much it. That is the Second Constitutional Convention for you. Of course, you're going to want to keep in mind like the different popularities. So, for example, while the Red Constitution effect of the Workers' Confederation might seem weaker than the USSA, for example, look at how much more popular you are now than you were as a totalist. So there's give and take for all of these things. It's up to you to determine what you feel is best for yourself. So, thank you for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you're always notified whenever a new video of mine goes up. And I'll see you in the next guide.